She stayed through the hard conversations. She stayed through the quiet nights when he turned his back instead of facing her. She stayed until staying became harder than leaving. The marriage was supposed to make life easier. That was the promise. Two people carrying what one could not. But somewhere along the way it flipped. He became the weight, not the help. The person she came home to was the person she had to recover from. She did not leave because she stopped loving him. She left because loving him cost more than being alone. There were no big blow-ups at the end. No screaming, no throwing plates, just the quiet accumulation of small erasures. Her excitement got met with indifference. Her worry got dismissed. She would tell him about her day and watch his eyes glaze over. She would reach for his hand and feel it go limp in hers. The hardest part was not the fights. It was the way he was there, but not there. Present in body, absent in every way that mattered. She started noticing when she felt lighter. It was on work trips, evenings when he stayed late at the office, weekends he went to visit his brother. She would come home to an empty house and feel her shoulders drop. She could breathe all the way in. That was the thing that scared her most, not his absence, her relief. She tried talking about it. He said she was overreacting. He said all marriages go through phases. He said she needed to stop expecting so much. And maybe he believed it. Maybe he really could not see what was happening. Or maybe he could see it and it was easier to pretend. Either way, she woke up one morning and knew. The life she was living was smaller than the one she could have. Not because of circumstance, because of him. So she left, not in anger, not even in pain, just in the slow, terrible clarity that peace was possible, and it lived somewhere else. We talk about marriage like it is supposed to be hard, like the struggle proves the worth. We wear exhaustion like a badge. We say relationships take work and use it to excuse the fact that we are drowning. But there is a difference between work and warfare, between growing together and grinding each other down. When the person we chose becomes the hardest part of our day, something has gone quiet that used to speak. We stay because leaving feels like failure. We stay because we promised. We stay because we remember who they used to be and keep hoping that person will come back. We stay until the day we wake up and realize we have been holding our breath for years. There is a particular kind of loneliness that happens inside a relationship. It is worse than being alone because we are right next to someone and still unreachable. We speak and it does not land. We reach and they are already turned away. The big fights are not the problem. The problem is the way our world gets smaller. The way we stop bringing our whole self home because there's no room for it anymore. What stays with me is the relief. The fact that she felt lighter when he was gone. That is not supposed to happen. The person we love is supposed to be the one we run toward, not away from. Their presence is supposed to be the soft place, the exhale at the end of a hard day. But what happens when it flips? When the person who was supposed to carry half the weight becomes the whole weight? We are told love conquers all. We are told if you really love someone, you stay, you fight, you work through it. And maybe that is true sometimes. Maybe some things are worth the fight. But what if the fight is the problem? What if we are fighting to keep alive something that has already died? She did not stop loving him. That is the part people miss. Love was still there, but love alone could not make the marriage livable. Love could not fill the silence. Love could not make him see her. Love could not turn his indifference into presence. And at some point, she had to ask herself what she was protecting, the marriage or just the idea of it. There is a cost to staying that nobody talks about. Not just the tiredness, not just the loneliness, the way we start to disappear, the way we make ourselves smaller to fit into a space that will never have room for us. She left to get herself back. Some people stay anyway. They choose the known pain over the unknown freedom. They build a life around the hole in the center and call it compromise. And maybe that works for them. Maybe some silences are worth keeping. Maybe some people can live with less and still call it enough. But there are others who cannot, who wake up one day and see the years ahead and know they cannot do it. Not because they are weak, not because they did not try hard enough, because the cost has become visible. We spend so much time asking if love is enough, but maybe that is the wrong question. Maybe the question is whether love should cost this much. Because love is supposed to add to your life. It is supposed to make space for you, not erase you. It is supposed to be the place you come home to, not the thing you need to recover from. When it stops being that, when it becomes the thing that takes more than it gives, something has to change. Either the relationship changes or you do. And sometimes the only way to change is to leave. That does not make you selfish. It does not mean you did not try. It does not mean the years you gave were wasted. It just means you chose yourself. You chose peace. You chose the possibility of a life that does not require you to stay small. There is grief in that choice, real grief. But there is also something else, a kind of quiet strength, the knowledge that you can walk away from something you built if it is no longer the right place for you to live. So what are you staying for that is not actually still there? Not what was there 5 years ago, not what you hope will come back someday. What is actually there now, today, in the life you are living? When did relief start feeling more important than connection? When did you start measuring your peace by how much time you could spend away? If you left tomorrow, what would you finally be able to breathe again? Maybe the answer is nothing. Maybe what you have is worth the cost. Maybe you are in the kind of struggle that leads somewhere. But maybe not. Maybe you are holding on to something because letting go feels like admitting you failed. And maybe the real failure is not the leaving. Maybe it is the staying, when staying means losing yourself. What are you protecting? The relationship, or just the story you told yourself about what it was supposed to be? The Flawed Seeker, a new reflection every day. We are all trying to figure this out. You are not alone in the questions. Find more at theflawedseeker.com.